Hi everybody and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to style a Christmas tree. I'm going to show you how to achieve the look. I'm going to also add in some ideas you might not have thought about and turn things a little bit on their head. So let's get started.
If you're anything like me, your Christmas decorations will be shoved away deep in a cupboard or in a garage somewhere, and the idea of getting them out can fill you with dread. But these boxes from IKEA make my life so much easier. They are huge boxes that are great for storing lots of different types of decorations, and they have little wheels on them. There is a top insert where I place all my baubles, and then within this I actually use boxes that we've got Santa presents from, and I start to store my baubles in them. The great thing with this, after you've finished putting all your decorations out, you can actually use these boxes underneath the tree. They create this instant magical Christmas feeling, and they're also the perfect place for hiding the Christmas chocolates from the kids. So the next tip is a really simple one, which is look at the decorations that you already have. So get all your decorations out, look through them, decide what you love, what you maybe don't like anymore, things that are maybe looking a little bit tatty or maybe a little bit out of date, and make a list of anything you think you need. You can also take this opportunity to look up inspiration on things like Instagram or, you know, even a YouTube channel of your favourite YouTuber, and start to get an idea of the type of tree that you want to create and the items that you might need to get in order to achieve that. Create a shopping list and then head to the shops, and the earlier you can go the better. I saw Halloween decor selling out in August, and we're seeing Christmas decor selling out in October. If you don't manage to get it in the shops this year, do not worry. I've got a top tip coming up to make sure that you do not miss the opportunity next year, so stay tuned for that. You've got your decor storage sorted, you've thought about what baubles and decorations you might need, but now you need to think about the tree. So you may already have a tree, you might be looking for a new tree, or you might even be a lover of a real tree. You need to think about what kind of height you want, what kind of look you want, and then you need to get cracking to get on with putting that tree together. This is an Alberg tree, 7 foot by the Everlands company. It's one of the simplest trees I have ever had to put together. It makes Christmas decorating feel like an absolute breeze. It has formed PE branches that simply fold down once you've put the tree up. I would have loved my tree to be taller, and I saw this great hack where you can place your tree on a box or a stand, and you can use a garland to try and extend your tree by running it along the bottom. So I'm going to show you how I did that. I was so pleased with how it looked. So I have this really amazing garland, which is really lovely quality. I'll link it in the description down below. And what I've done is I've used the kind of cheaper wire parts of the garland to wrap it around the tree, and I'm going to wrap it from left to right, attaching it to the tree foliage above, and then in the end attaching the garland to the garland above, and this gives it this floor to ceiling look, which looks absolutely beautiful. And once you've added additional lights, the whole thing looks pretty seamless. I absolutely loved the end result of this look. Stay tuned and you'll see how it all came together when the tree was fully decorated. So for me, Christmas trees are all about the lights. Now this is actually a pre-lit Christmas tree, but I love to add these cluster lights. I think the more lights you can get, the better. This is in a warm white option. I prefer that over the cool white. The reason I start from the top down is because if I get to the stage where I've got far too much left, then it's easier for me to move it by spreading it out slightly than if I start at the bottom and then I run out at the top. This is 2,000 lights, which seems a lot, but for me, the more twinkle you have in the tree, the more magical it is. This top tip is around decorative items. Always buy them in groups of 5 or 3 and position them on a diagonal in your tree. So start off with your main favourite decoration and position them first, thinking about the composition when you stand back, and then think about the next items that will fill in those other bulk spaces, like these oversized glittery pear drop baubles from the range. Don't be afraid to group decorations, so if you've got some oversized baubles but you feel that you want something that adds a bit more of a statement, you can add 2 of them together like I've done here. Also, another great tip is don't feel that you have to hang everything. You can cut the ribbons and then you can simply tie each decoration on with a bow. I actually think this creates a much nicer look than having decorations hanging in a traditional sense. Using wired ribbon is a brilliant way to add structure to a Christmas tree. I used to use it in a traditional way where you take the length and you twist it and you would put it round the tree like almost a garland. However, for this example, what I've done is I've looped it around the top and then I'm going to staple in a cross section, and then I'm just going to drape it round the tree either side of the decorations, leaving the centre empty because I want to put something a little bit fun and a little bit different in the tree later, which you'll see coming up. So in the process of tree decorating, you now have your main feature items on the tree and you want to fill in the spaces between with these kind of filler baubles. So this is where things like same coloured baubles in different sizes or packets of baubles are perfect for filling in these spaces. Something with a bit of glitter, something with a bit of detail, but nothing too fussy to let the other pieces shine out. What I would say though is I personally would avoid glass baubles or clear baubles because they look beautiful on white backgrounds, but when you put them onto a tree, they kind of get a little bit lost. I love this little top tip. If you are into typography in your Christmas decor, you can pop a sign on your tree that says something like "The Smiths love Christmas" or "Santa I can explain," and it adds such a family fun twist to any tree. Garlands aren't just for mantelpieces and balustrading. Garlands can work brilliantly on a Christmas tree. If you, for instance, don't really want a flocked Christmas tree but you want to add some wintry wonderland feeling, this garland is perfect. It's pre-lit, so it adds a little bit of extra twinkle. It also has this beautiful flocked snowy look, and if you drape that 1/3 and then 2/3 down on the tree at a slight angle, it just adds an extra bit of magic. Just like garlands can be mixed up with other things, also stems and sprigs of berries and things can be too. So these gold berries I picked up years ago and absolutely loved the splash of glitter they would add to my tree. You simply push them in to your tree stem side in and it just adds a really nice look. Berry garlands make a fantastic addition to a tree. They can either be pulled apart and used as sprigs. This is a really affordable way to pop sprigs and stems within a tree, and they can also be used in a long run like this. Because the tree gets wider at the bottom, we're going to cut it with a set of pliers. Did you know that the inside of a set of pliers is actually a snip, so you can snip metal like this, and I'm going to chop it around about 2/3 to 1/3 so that the smaller section is placed at the top of the tree and this bottom section is placed at the lower end of the tree. Don't feel limited to a tree collar or a tree skirt. You could do something completely different. You can pop your tree in a basket, you can bring your foliage and extend your tree all the way to the floor, or you can even just use a beautiful luxury throw. This throw is £25 from Shein and it adds such a nice snowy feel to this tree and creates this really opulent look. And for my final top tip, something I started doing a few years ago and I absolutely swear by. When I go Christmas shopping for my decorations, if I cannot find what I need, or if when I'm putting things away I realise that there's items that I just felt would have completed my look and my Christmas decor, I compile an email to myself listing these things. Sometimes it says make sure you don't buy any more of that, you've got hundreds of it, and other times it says things like make sure you look out for this. I schedule it to send at the beginning of October and then I know that I'm ready to start shopping for the next Christmas season. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have learned anything new or I've given you even the tiniest ounce of inspiration, please like it. And also please feel free to check out this other video which I think you're going to love.